Hello, welcome to the student-led classroom. This is very different than many ordinary classrooms for many different reasons. 1. At the beginning of the day, you have a Socratic meeting. 2. The room is set up very differently than an ordinary classroom. And 3. We have team leaders to control, and Mr. Franklin is our supervisor. At the beginning of the day, we greet Mr. Franklin as he comes into the classroom. It's usually something like, "Good morning, Mr. Franklin," or "Hi, Mr. Franklin, how are you?" We then move on to the learning goal and essential question. An essential question is a question that we will later see on a test, and it's very important to know the answer to. A learning goal is basically a goal of what we want to get done that day. Mr. Franklin then takes roll by saying table 1, table 2, and if there is an absent, you tell him who is absent. Then he tells us what we'll do that day and what we need to be accomplished by reading off the screen what we have already done. The room is set up with 8 different tables, with numbers above each of them. There are 4 stools at each table, and we pick tables by putting all our names in a bucket and him drawing out randomly. He can then put people who need extra help with people who excel in those subjects.
A team leader is someone who keeps the rest of the team on task. A new team leader is chosen every 6 weeks for each table. A team leader prevents slacking and goofing off. If a certain team member goofs off, then the team leader can help to guide the other team member who's goofing off into the right direction. If that doesn't work, then the team leader will report to Mr. Franklin. The team leaders are like the boss, and the rest of the members are like the employees. Our teacher gives us an assignment and we do it. If we don't do it, then we'll fall behind and not get to learn to our full potential. In Mr. Franklin's class, we don't have any worksheets. We have a binder that separates all our work. It's separated into 5 sections: essential questions and learning goals, notes, graded assignments, side guides, and labs and projects. Examples of works we do are the chapter review, side guides, and side notes. Our class assigns our own due dates. If we feel that a due date is not doable, then we can move it or talk in a Socratic meeting form to see when we need to move it.
When we do research labs or projects, we present in front of the class in an orderly fashion. We have a rubric that we're graded off of, and so we try to meet the expectations of that. A Socratic meeting is one big group conversation. One person starts the conversation, and everybody else in the classroom talks to the topic that they say. Sometimes we sit in like a shape, like such as an oval or a rectangle, or sometimes we just sit in the classroom as we normally do in our seats and talk to each other.
Yeah, we have big but we have to keep in mind, we only have 1 week left, and we're not even going to be here in some of those times, so I don't really know when we're going to find time to make a full video. I don't know when we're like to.
No. We've already stated many reasons on how our classroom is different, but a few of the main points that I don't think we've touched base on a lot are the fact that our room is arranged differently and like how our tables are set up, the fact that we don't have to raise our hands to speak, and how we handle discipline. It's usually we handle it among our peers. We never hardly have to go to Mr. Franklin to handle discipline.
This was the student-led classroom. This is very different from an ordinary classroom in many different ways, and we support the way this classroom is ran. Thank you.